It's Thursday night. You know what that means. We are back on Thematically Speaking, and today's guest, we're going to get straight to it. He was a big part of the ECC Benelux division back in the day. He's recently joined ACE, and he knows a heck of a lot about Europa Park. It is a good friend of mine, Joe Pauls. How you doing, Joe?
I'm doing very well, Vic, and thank you very much for the invitation for tonight. So I'm looking forward to it.
That's all right. What do you think of the Belgian flag at the bottom there?
I love it, buddy. The only problem that I miss is the Belgian beer, but I have foreseen myself.
One
So
there.
that's really good. So
shoot. We go to the beginning. Whereabouts did you grow up, and when did you first know that you were getting into theme parks and roller coasters, more of a hobby?
When I was 6 years old.
Yeah.
When my grandparents took me for the first time to the Efteling.
Oh yeah, that was your first park.
That was my really first park, the Efteling and Bobby Island in Belgium. And the Efteling, they had a garden, a play garden and stuff like that. And in Bobby Island, they had a wildcat from Schwarzkopf. And when I was 6 years old, the only thing I want to ride in that park was not the merry-go-round or anything like that. I always want to go on the wildcat over and over and over again. So, and I was only 6 years old. So that was the thing for me, really excited. I was going like, oh my God, what is this? As a kid, and I got addicted to it. And now I'm more than 50 years old, and I travel all around the world to ride roller coasters. So it's really a part of my life now, and I really love it. So it's fun. And in a couple of weeks, I'm leaving for the United States for a 3-week roller coaster trip. So, with a couple of good.
You've got Toverland this weekend, haven't you? Or is it next week? It's next weekend, isn't it?
That's next weekend. That's the East Europe region start event. So I'm looking forward to that.
It's the first event, is it?
It's a really first event. So we started at Ace Europe a couple of weeks ago after the curtains. And we came out with it early May. We suggest put it on Join the Ride, stuff like that. And then 2 weeks later, Ace came out with the big news that they have now a real new European region. And I had to do an introduction video, all kind of stuff. And President Robert Ulrich said, okay, this is why we're doing it, all kind of stuff, really good. And I had to introduce my team. And there are a lot of them are also old ECC Benelux team members, so I know good people already to find. So I'm looking forward to it, and we will have a good time. And the thing is, it's all about roller coasters, so that's a fun thing.
So when you don't want to jump from when you were first going to coasters to. I won't stick too much on ECC, but was that the first coaster club you joined, or did you join the other clubs before that?
I joined other clubs before. The first thing was when I met ACC, it was with an event, but I found out on forum website themeparks.nl. And Oscar Abenhuis, who was in that moment the Dutch rep for ECC, he organized Nachtphobia in Walibi, Six Flags Holland at that time, now Walibi Holland. And it was in the same time that there was also Nightphobia in Oakwood in UK. And I met some people over there. So I changed from themepark.nl, was only forum-based, to Real Coaster Club. And that was ECC. And I've been a member for more than 20 years. And it was fun. And at a certain point, I started up as a Belgian rep. And then Oscar said, due to work and a lot of workload, I can't do it anymore. So I became Benelux rep. And then I heard from old people from themepark.nl that they want to start a new club. And I said, look, guys, there are already too many clubs in the world. Starting a brand new one is a little bit ridiculous. And why don't we start an ECC Benelux, some kind of a Benelux division for the ECC? And I spoke with the chair at that moment, Liz. We've been to London at the moment, discussing a lot of things about it. And Liz said to me, okay, let's go. Let's give it a try. And we started with it with a good feeling and everything, but it was always a battle. you see, and I don't want to offend anybody, but UK is an island, and some people really act like islanders. So it's not only about UK; it's about the rest
What
of the
did
world.
before that Benelux, when you were the Belgian rep, what did that kind of entail? What
What
kind
I
of
did,
things did you have to do?
a lot of things: organizing trips, contacting parks, being there when there were openings.
Were you only organising the Belgian part when you were the Belgian rep, or did you
Yeah,
kind of
I was organizing
overlap?
trips in Belgium mostly, and so at the later point, and also do networking stuff like that. So just passing by park director, having a cup of coffee, have a chit chat, talking about new stuff, talking about ideas, all kind of things. In fact, and yeah, in fact, is you're representing a European Coaster Club, and like I'm now representing Ace Europe. It's the same thing. It's only the name change, but it's in fact it's all about networking, putting in contacts, saying hi. How is it? Just sometimes just passing by and having a cup of coffee and talking even about personal things and personal life stuff like that. Because some of these people became friends, and you talk about other stuff than the roller coasters. And this
When
the greatest thing is when I was really when the Jack Scoopin was still at Bobby Island. He showed me things that
I've
never
been
been.
pronouncing that wrong, by the way.
Yeah, I thought so. You would
Bobby
pronounce it.
Jeanland, I thought it was. Yeah, I love that. That was my favourite theme park in Belgium when I went. That was a while ago
It's,
now.
but it's a while ago. Now it's
2008.
yeah, it changed a lot. So we removed a lot of rides
Yeah,
in over there, and they built some new things. But at the moment, if you really want to go for a thrill, you have to go to Walibi Belgium.
because
And if or Plopsaland. So, but they have only a couple of things for all adults, not, and it's all Felix Child Park. So,
was it a
it's,
singer who owned that? I mean, I'm pronouncing it wrong again, but Bobby Jean. Was he a singer? Wasn't he?
Bobby Aanschoepen was a singer. Yes, that's he
Yeah.
started in Bobby Island in the 50s. It was a swamp when he bought it, and the family created a theme park. They had first a big theater over there, and they did shows, 3 shows a day, and that's how I became visit for the first time Bobby Island, because my grandparents wanted to see him singing, and they had other artists on stage and stuff like that, and then certainly they came on fair attractions and the Wildcat, and that's how it started, and that's how they built Bobby Island.
Was it a
I
bit like
tell
a smaller version of like Dollywood in a way? Because it was a singer.
Yeah, but Dollywood is a bit different. I never seen Dolly Parton singing in the park, so. And he was all every day he was in the park when he was running around with his Cadillac, a white big Cadillac with a cowboy hat, all kind of stuff, looking like a metal horse. It was really nice. And then he was sitting in there and he was running around in the riding in the park, waving to the people, getting people could get pictures with him and everything. And the whole family was working in the park at that time. It was really, really, really fun. And his wife was always saying on the mic, "Welcome to this group, welcome to that group." She was doing
Mm.
every day the announcers in the park, and it was really a family park, and they had an atmosphere. And unfortunately, it's all gone because when it's
Oh,
sold to
really?
Reunidos, it went the other way around, and it's now more a regional park than an important Belgian park. So that's a shame, but at least we have some other great parks, so that's good. And Bobby Island is still a good place to go for a day or stuff like that, but
So
it's not.
have I also been saying, you're gonna laugh at this. I went to Plopsa when I went on that trip in 2008, right? And then I went to Wallaby Holland. But I also
Yeah,
went to another park, and I'm sure this is going to be wrong, so I'm going to ask, how do you pronounce? I thought it was Bellaweird.
Bellewaarde.
Bellaward.
Bellewaarde.
So I wasn't far off with that one.
Why?
Because I just thought when I got Bobby Jean wrong, I'm saying that wrong. I wondered because Bellaweird is such a weird word. That's what I was calling it. I just wondered how wrong I was.
It doesn't matter. It's all at least you don't talk about French parks because I think with your things it will be a little bit different. So with your accent and stuff like that. So if you want to say Walligator Park, Nigrelon, all kind of stuff, it's different. But Bellewaerde was also great. It's still a great park. It's so half a zoo, half a theme park, and they're gonna have a hell of a new ride this year. It's gonna be a new type of river rapids and from Intamin and look really nice with the vertical lift and stuff like that. So that will be fun.
Hey Joe, Dennis is saying, can you see the comments?
Yeah, I saw it. So hi, Dennis. Dennis is part of the East Europe and old ECC member. So
Was he in
he
Benelux?
yes, he was the guy who created the website from the ECC. So if you see
So
that
yeah,
new,
guys, you can ask any questions if you want in the comments as well. But if we carry on from when you're the Belgian rep, when it
Mhm.
was it whose idea was it when it came around to change into a Benelux division?
It was mine. It was, in fact, it was the idea of starting with the Benelux division with a couple of friends. It was all coaster friends all sitting together from we have to do something. And because there were Dutch people in it and Belgian people in it, we said, let's call it Benelux because that's big enough and we all speak the same language. So that was one of the important things. And yeah, that's the reason. That's how we started the Benelux because Belgium is too little to make really a big difference. And because themepark.nl was a really Dutch website forum, theme park forum, and fair forum at that time. So and there was a lot of Dutch people in it. So Benelux would cover the flag. So and that was really good. So and that's the reason why it's called Benelux.
Is there much in Luxembourg?
Nothing. The only place I said to Europa Park.
So I'm guessing that's what the Lux bit of Benelux was. It was Belgium, Netherlands, and
That's
Luxembourg.
what I say to Europa Park all the time. I said, why there's no Belgium area, there's in Europa Park, but they have a Luxembourg square. And I said, it's ridiculous. The only thing that Belgium and other people doing is taking gas and buying cigarettes and alcohol over there because it's cheap. And for the rest, nobody stopped in Luxembourg. So that's the reason why. But it's really fun. So, but I know Europa Park wanted to build Belgium as the first area, but unfortunately, it was too expensive, and I think they built Italy, and that's been confirmed to me by
that was
Roland.
their first area, was it?
Yeah, that was confirmed to me by Roland Mack.
I just
And
assumed
it's
it was
also
the
some of
entrance.
the VJoy. They started now with VJoy, and it's also there. They mentioned also in one of the VJoy videos, so it's there also. So it's really, yeah, it's really a shame that there's no Belgium still in Europa Park, but probably it
I'm
comes
sure you can have a word
sometime.
with Michael Mack and get him to sort it out.
I'm not going to start with that discussion with Mike. But on the other hand, I saw Stacey that you want to go to Europa Park and you still have to go on honeymoon. So I know where the place where you go on honeymoon.
Europa Park, yeah. It'll get sorted.
It's still one of it's really my favorite park, Europa Park. It's in Europe. It's so good. The atmosphere, the rides. It's not really they got not really this high thrill rides, but Blue Fire is a really nice one. Hold on, Silver Star. By the way, this week, 2 days ago, it became 20 Silver Star. So it was. I don't know if they're gonna do.
I think it's got one of the best theme tunes a roller coaster's ever had.
Nah, Blue Fire is even better, but Silver Star was at that moment, and it still is one great family ride. It's a hyper coaster, but it's a family. You see families going on it, and always, and you
it's
have
so high. Silver Star.
It's only 74 meters. I don't know how much is in feet, but it's still. I'm in the metric system, but still 74 meters. It's not that big, so come on.
It's quite big when you're up there, though. I think.
Yeah, that's a fun part when you have newbies going to Europa Park and you go on Silver Star. And I'm always saying, if you do a roller coaster, you always have to go on the first row for the first time. And the fun part
the lap bars are great on that.
The love bars are great. I love
Yeah,
it.
because they're so snug and you're just not restricted. Whereas I know
No,
some people that
and still
wanted.
you can't fly out of it. So you can put your
Yeah.
arms and your legs in the air, and you're still secured. So, but the thing is, when you have newbies in it, and you go Silver Star all the way up, boom, 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 and now they have windscreens on one side, so you can't see the village anymore at a certain point.
Oh, they blocked out, have they?
Yeah, they blocked the view out. It's all about sound for the people. The
Oh,
village
okay.
was complaining about the screaming people. So then you go over the top and you have the newbies with you, and they see all the bottom. They go like all nuts, and I'm start laughing like hell. So it's really the front. It's really really fun for the first time, but like Dan is saying, you have to go to the backside for the airtime in that ride. It's really really great.
The thing that surprised me about that ride was where the camera was, the photo op.
But at the
It's
back,
like on the
just
brake
before the
run,
bridge.
wasn't it?
Yeah, just
Yeah.
before the break. But it's
So
good. I think that's the easiest thing to do because then everybody's really have sitting there full emotions on the ride. So it's I always make it. I always make a game out of it when I go on a roller coaster. Always looking straight into the camera and making funny faces. But sometimes you really have in the States. You sometimes the screen goes on black. So I did something that's not allowed in the States. So I'm always
hang on,
curious.
what does who does that? Is there a person monitoring that, or
There's a person who's doing it. So if you make signs, stuff like that, or making funny faces, but really rude funny faces, probably, or I don't know how it works in the States, but I don't think they are used to a lot of things anymore. So, and everything has to be politically correct. So sometimes my screen goes black, or I'm too ugly for being on the screen. That could be also that one.
I never knew about that.
So
We could do that in this country, I think. Some of the things people do in those on-ride photos.
I don't think you're gonna sell much on right photos down over in the UK. No, but it's Europa Park is for me. It's really it's the atmosphere, the food, the shows, everything is really good. And
Well, it feels like it's made by someone who gets it. Do you know what I mean? It's made by someone who likes theme parks and knows what people want and what the experience has to be. If that
yeah,
makes
but
sense.
Europa Park started on 10 beer carts. That's how the idea of Europa Park started. They came back from IAPA in Orlando, somewhere in America. I don't know it was Orlando by that time. And it was Franz Mack who said to Roland Mack from, we have to do something because it's a shame that we always have to invite our customers for a ride to other theme parks. And sometimes the rides are not well maintained, stuff like that. Is it not better to start an own stuff, some kind of thing? And that's how Europa Park started. In fact, Europa Park is the showroom of Mack rides.
Yeah.
And it's you always see everything works, everything is in order, it's well themed. And if they take customers into their park, they know the ride is running well and everything is good maintained. So they're not afraid that they show something, let me say, that is perhaps crappy is not the right word, but still that they see a ride in good shape and good condition. And that's what the Europa Park, how they started with the Europa Park. And except for the River Rapids and some, I don't think there are a lot of other rides. Okay, Silver Star is B&M or better with Mac, so as they say it in Europa Park. But it's an inside joke over there. But it's all made by them, and you can see it. And that's the reason why Europa Park is always clean, nice, and everything is working. So, and if something is not working and it's broke down, next day it's back up running again. And I think that's also a big advantage is that the factory is not far away from Europa Park in Waldkirchen. And that's Mac, that's Europa Park, and they not afraid to start new things and invent new things, even on food. Look at Food Loop restaurants.
Oh, that's brilliant. They tried to do it in this country. They've not got
Yeah,
it down.
the one in Alton Tower is not that not that wonderful, but at least you got one. But if you go to Europa Park, there's always a queue for it. And now they're starting with something new, adrenaline. That's something with food again. That's something Thomas Mark invented. And they're building it at the moment. And I'm curious about what it will be. And also on VR, Jubel, and there will be a Jubel in Hamburg already. In Germany, it's all about VR. They're always trying new stuff. And if they do something new, it's always good. And even with Rolantica, that water park is amazing. It's I was so quite surprised when I saw it for the first time when it was up and running with the opening, that everything was wonderful. It was really being in an American theme park indoor, and they're not afraid to doing stuff, and they're building each year new stuff with it. So they've built it outside the new whole area with slides and water stuff, and it's really nice. Rock or something like that. Sorry for the pronunciation, but it's not right. But and now they're making a Mac and Splash, some kind of stuff that they're gonna build now. They're building everything over there, and I think they will be having some kind of pulsar stuff also coming up in the future over there. It's some kind of a water ride where you get really wet if they want. So it's getting more and more also thrilled, and it's looking really really nice. And they're gonna they announced already new slides, racer slides for next year's or this year. So they never stop building and investing, and that's makes Europa Park also, I have to say, special.
Would you say it's like the Disney of the Rhine?
No,
No,
I don't compare any. I don't compare theme parks with Disney.
I've got
Disney is
the
Disney is a
I've got the
concept.
DVD, the DVD of
Yeah,
the Arthur construction.
if you go to Disneyland, for example, you go there
Yeah,
for the characters and you go for their IPs and everything. If you leave them out, I'm always curious if they don't
they
have the
tried
IPs, what
they tried to make
will it be?
IPs at Europa though, didn't they?
Sorry?
Like they've got their own characters at Europa though.
Yeah, you have got a mouse.
Oh, he's not
And,
my favorite. He's not my
and
favorite.
they have a deal with art for Arthur and the Minimoys, but that's really for the French market because it's used in France and they're really at the border. They have their own character for each country. They have a character. It's really good made. So, but it's their own IPs, and they're making it. They're rebranding it, and they're making movies for them, like for the 4D cinema and stuff like that. But it's not big like how you say, like Disney. Disney, you got Mickey Mouse, you got Minnie Mouse, they bought Star
Hmm.
Wars, they bought Indiana Jones. If you all leave all these IPs out of it, are the rides then so interesting enough to attracting the people? So I'm not comparing any park with Disney. It's not the same. A real theme park is a theme park where you have good rides and stuff like that, and it's not, the IPs are not the most important. So, and that's in Disney and even Universal a little bit the problem.
Do you do ride counts? You do ride. I've seen you in the
Yeah, I do ride counts, but not that much. I have
It's over 700,
900
isn't it?
roller coasters or something like that in my life.
Oh, it's over 900 now.
Yeah, I'm in the 900 now. I had my 900 on the Ride to Happiness in Plopsaland. So I was looking for Kanda, but I could ride to Happiness earlier, so it was one of the two. But still,
Does that coaster count or ride count ever affect the way you plan your trips? Like you say, you
no,
plan for one to be the so
no.
it is just whatever you get on is going to be
I
that number. You don't
No,
plan
I
ahead.
don't do that. I don't do that. Now this time it was really like my 900 roller coaster was going like, okay, let me do something special. It has to be in Belgium, but because I know they were building two roller coasters, but and the first one I could ride would be the 900. But my 100 roller coaster, that's also a milestone, was in Six Flags New England, and it was just Mr. Six Pandemonium or something like that, a gas flower spinning coaster. That was my 100 ride. And honestly, all between all these things, most of the time, I know my 700, that was Griffin. My 800 was Thunderbird in Coney Island, and my 900 was now Ride to Happiness. But don't ask me what the other ones were. I'm not sure anymore which one it was. So I'm not that guy who really goes, so I have to ride all the roller coasters in the world, because at a certain point, all the boomerangs, all the wacky worms, everything looked the same, and is the same, by the way. And for me, it's more about quality than quantity. So
I know what you mean. I don't do coaster count, but I kind of respect that some people enjoy doing it, I guess, which I
yeah,
just
I know
respect that they
people
want to do
really
it. Yeah.
going to for 1 week to, I don't know, abroad, so riding some coasters. I'm leaving on Friday and coming back on Monday, and then they have some new coasters riding, and they have some counts credits again. And I say, ooh, nice for them. But on the other hand, if they have fun with it, great.
It's a bit like when I don't know if this is going to sound bad now. It's a bit like if someone gets a tattoo, they can't do anything about it. So when they ask you how it looks, I always kind of say that's brilliant, because
Yeah,
there's no point. They can't get rid of it. Do you know what I mean? You just reminded me of that then when you went, yeah, that's cool. You went and got some more credits. What I was going to
yeah.
ask about, which I wasn't going to ask about before, when you brought up the VR at Europa, is it taken on much better there than it did over here? Because Alton Towers, they went mad on it on Galactica, which used to be Air, the B&M flying
Yeah,
coaster,
but
and
I
then
always,
it's gone now.
honestly, I think they only have at the Einzelbahn. That's the only ride where they still have VR on it. So they don't have it on Pegasus anymore. And the Einzelbahn, because it's a powered train coaster, and there you can do it. You can sit on it. It's smooth and everything, and it's nice, the VR on it. But it's a gimmick, and you always have to pay for it. And honestly, also in Bobby Island on Mount Mara, that's the VR experience on Revolution. Um, it doesn't give it added that much for me. It's fine for one time, and being there, done that, and doing it again. Even let Phantasialand crazy bats.
Would
I,
would you allow people to count it as a separate credit if they rode it
no,
with the VR?
no. It's still the same roller coaster. Then you can do, if you're gonna count these things, you can go sit on YouTube, put a camera on it, and
But yeah,
do the ride.
that's what I thought. It seemed really odd. VR's the kind of thing you'd use at home if you couldn't get to a theme park that day, not the kind of thing you put on a
Yeah,
ride. It makes you
it's
feel
not
like
the
you're in a room
same.
again.
It's not the same. Or you have to come over here, stand behind me, and move the chair like it's on a roller coaster. But then I want to see if you can lift me up when you're doing a looping or a inline twist or stuff like that. So
You have to
yeah,
sign a waiver first.
you know what I mean. It's not the same. The only thing what I ever was, that was in Disney Quest, and I think they had it also in Disneyland Paris. That's where those VR coaster things, where you were sitting in a VR thing, and you had a virtual roller coaster, and it was moving. If you go with the loop, it made the loop and everything. That's something different, but that was only there for a certain amount of time, because it was too expensive to maintain stuff like that. But really, no, VR is no roller coaster. Roller coaster, the combination of a roller coaster is gravity. You get lift
Yeah.
up to a certain height, it goes loose, and it's gravity who do all the work, and that's a roller coaster. And VR, you're sitting there, and no,
Especially if it's out of sync.
sometimes, and
They had those problems on Towers. Or it'd be
also,
looking to the left, but you're looking forward, but your headset thinks you're looking left the whole way. And everything's
but
passing by sideways.
yeah, but the thing is also, if you like, for example, VR, it's out of sync, out of sound. It's only a money making thing.
Hmm.
People want to do it, but you really enjoy
Actually,
Galactica.
that's a good stepping stone. Talking about money making thing adding to the ride. What do you think about slightly more than VR would be? But the I think it's pronounced Enzo. They're doing to
Oh yeah,
Icon.
they saw it from Dreamworld. They have it also over Steel. I call that the new Mac Blue Fire clone over there with the spike. Steel Pain or something like that. I don't know. I'm bad at names, but they have also the same thing, the spinning coaster in the back, and
They charge
honestly,
extra for that.
they charge also extra from that. That's where Blackpool got the idea from, I think. And honestly, paying 12 quid for doing a ride on
That's a
that
lot.
way, it's right. And it's the same thing. It's Asterix is doing the same now. If you want to sit on Tonnerre de Zeers in the back seat, you have to pay extra for it.
I
It's
think after a while, the gimmick's going to wear off, and they're just going to have to give it for free, aren't they?
Yeah, but you know Blackpool, they ever give anything for free? I don't think Amanda will give anything.
I don't know if you're there at the end of the day on a quiet day, they might half price the ticket or something.
Something like that, but still, I don't think so. Really, I don't think. But it's all kind of stuff. It's gimmicks and stuff like that, and they're trying to invent. But if you want to do something like that, then make it for free. But then do one train with it and not one coach.
Well,
But I
yeah, I
know
thought they might as
it's a
well have
lot
a
of
whole
money.
train of it. Although
Yeah.
that car must be taking up quite a bit more room than one that doesn't spin. It's going to have all that space for leg
No, I
clearance.
don't think so. I don't think that's really the issue. So I think Mac engineers. I think it's the same train stuff like that, and they can still sit 4 people on it. So it's not taking that much room. It's just an investment, and it's an investment that they want to get back. So that's the thing. It's the same when you go to Halloween. You pay extra for the mazes. I don't know how it's in the UK, but over here, if you go to
Yeah.
Belgium for Halloween or in Walibi Holland or movie park, or even Europa Park, you have to pay extra for the mazes, and they're really good. Some of them are really good, and they
I feel
work.
like scare mazes are a better investment of a customer's money than. That's my opinion.
but it's still it's like that. So people, every park, they want to make profit. If a park can't make profit, they can't invest in new rides, and that's economic, baby. So it's like that.
Sometimes
So
I feel. I mean, this idea is a bit better than VR, I guess, but sometimes I feel like we can already see what's going to happen, and
because
the
you're an
people who are in
experienced people.
charge can't see the forest from the trees. Like the amount of people, including myself, that said VR is just a gimmick when they got on Galactica, and now like 2-3 years after, they're to strip it all.
Yeah. But it's like you're saying, you see what everything was coming up with the Halloween, right? But the thing is, you're an experienced team person. I am an experienced.
So they're preying on the uninitiated.
Yeah, we know what's gonna happen. So that's the other thing. I know when I was once in the Efteling, and that was all about, and I was with Koen Bertens, who was at that time the park director, together with a friend Marius, and we were going to the construction site from Baron, and what we saw was the concrete for the footers. We were describing the complete track except for the airtime hill we couldn't see on the concrete for the footers. We were describing the whole layout of the roller coaster, and he was going like, "Oh my god!" And I was going like, "It's easy. We see everything." So it's like that. We have a little bit of imagination. We got the experience, and we described everything. And he said, "Thank God I didn't put any money on it." I said, "You had to do it, but at least you can still buy me a cup of coffee." But it's like that. So it's the experience that we have. And if you're already a fan for a lot of years, you know a lot of stuff. You see things coming up, and you see new rides, and you go like, "Oh my god!" And other rides, you go like, "Oh, this is great." Now Gerstlauer is gonna build something new in Serengeti. They came out this week, and it's all about their little flying things like the Red Devils and Blackpool, but on a roller coaster. And I'm really looking forward to see how that works. And it's just a small figure eight, but I'm curious about it. And it's something putting in an old idea on something new and make it something new, and it's really really nice. So, and Stacy asked me if there are any rides that surprised me.
The Smiler,
biggest,
wasn't it? You love the Smiler.
I love Smiler, I really do, but I'm one of the. I think there are not much people who like Smiler, but the hell, I like Smiler. It's a fun ride. It's great, and it's so compact with 14 inversion on that footprint. That's the reason why I like Smiler about. Okay, it's all about upside down, and you don't
I
get.
feel like it was made. Well, it was made for that world's first, rather than for the enjoyment of the ride.
You have a lot of things like that. They build some for roller coaster stuff like that. But I'm going to answer Stacy's question. The ride that surprised me the most was Taron and Phantasialand. When I saw the construction of it and even Fly, they both surprised me a lot. I know Phantasialand for years. They have a small footprint as a park. And the way how they build everything. And they were building on Fly 3 years. And they built for Taron 3 years. And it was an all complete new area. But if you see how they put in Taron and together with Phantasialand and how they put the scenery on it, and even with Vekoma, it's amazing what they can do, and that surprised me a lot. And it's about the atmosphere. It's also the ride. The Taron with his 2 launches, with his small turns, it drops, stops, turns, corners, turn and hills. It's really, really nice. And Fly also. Fly, you got the inversion on it. You got 2 launches in it. The way you get into the train, it's really, really extraordinary. And if you ever had the chance, anybody, go to Phantasialand, go. It's really, really nice. But there are a lot of theme parks over here in mainland Europe. That's worth a visit and coming over to from the UK. It's.
Would you say have there been any rides that have surprised you the other way, where you thought it was going to be great and then you kind of shrugged your shoulders after?
Whoa, that's a good one.
I can say one for myself that would surprise you, but I like the coaster now. But I remember, I don't know if he's going to like me mentioning this, but James and me went on the Sweden trip a few years ago, and we went on Helix during the ERT, and everyone's gone about Helix because it looked good at Leesburg. And the first time we went on it, on the break run, we looked at each other and went, "Is that it?" But then we rode it a few more times, and it was good. But at the time, we'd been, preached all this stuff, and then we just went on it, and we're like, "Oh, is that it?"
No, you expected too much. That was the problem.
Oh yeah.
You expected too much. No, the thing was really for me, but I was really I was with James also on the UK when I was.
Oh, he's the guy you ride bad rides with, by the looks of it.
Yeah, I went with him to Flamingo Land and Light Water Valley, and I rode Ultimate for the first time, and I was going like, this is a train ride through the forest. I expected more about that one as the longest roller coaster.
Well, yeah, exactly. It's gimmick again, isn't it?
It was not that good. It was really not that good, and it's the fact after the second part of it, it's just a train ride. So it's make some.
Did you find it comfortable?
No, not at all. I really hated it. I think we rode it three times or something, and I said I've had enough.
Oh, it wasn't that bad then.
We went to Raptor Attack and we rode that a lot of times. That was really good. Shame that it's gone, but
yeah, it's gone. Yeah,
it was really, 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 really bad.
I might be wrong on this, but I've seen photos before. Have you done like trade shows for Europa?
I do for Europa Park. I'm doing in Belgium the holiday fairs. So I'm promoting Europa Park over there, and that's fun.
What does that entail when you go?
That's when people doesn't know Europa Park that they get to know Europa Park. I give them a leaflet, a big brochure, explain them what Europa Park is, how they can book it, what they can find over there. Really advertising Europa Park, and it's really fun because I see a lot of people still. Okay, we all know what Europa Park is, but a lot of people when I started it 10 years ago, they didn't know what Europa Park was, and everybody thought it was some theme park up Germany, and mostly they were thinking about Phantasialand or movie park in Germany at that time. And it was really, really strange that then you take all the kind of stuff and you go like, okay, and you know Europa Park? No, it's not that park. And then you start explaining that to people, and then people next year come back and they said, we took your advice, we went, and it's a really great park, and we're going back this year. And I see now every year people coming over to say, you know what the new ride will be or the new attraction will be, and they're all thrilled about the park, and that makes it my life much easier. And I love it to be an experienced guy on that park and share my knowledge with other people. And it's a park that deserves it. It's still
How
for me.
how did that come around? You being in
How you
that,
mean?
are you allowed to talk about it? How did that come around that you were involved with Europa and doing these trade fairs?
I know the Benelux marketing guy very well. And we started at a discussion at one of the fairs, and I said to him, you don't have to do it. You have to let a fan do it. And he said, I was much younger, and I had also already a big mouth at that time. I said, look, we're gonna do it like that. And he said, I will give it a try. You can come over next week, because you speak French, and I have to go to Brussels. And as a Dutch guy, I don't speak fluently French. So let's find out how it works. And I went there for the Saturday, and I came back on the Sunday, and the train starts rolling. And I'm still doing it. And it's only one fair still each year, because fairs are expensive, stuff like that. And
It's always in the same place.
It's always the same place. I'm doing now every year in Antwerp. And a couple of weeks ago, there was one, the first one after COVID. And still, you see people who doesn't know the park, and it's fun. It's really fun. And they explained that there's a big park near the French border, near the Black Forest in Germany. So telling them they have a lot of hotels, what kind of hotels? Now a water park. They have a big resort. They have great rides, all kind of stuff. Good food, and still the only theme park in the world who has a restaurant with 2 Michelin stars, and you can eat for a good price over there. I'm not making too much advertising, I hope, but that's an idea for your honeymoon in Europa Park. Go with Stacy over there. So,
what's your favorite ride there?
My favorite ride in Europa Park? I have a lot. But my really favorite is Waldo. I love that Woody. I love it. It's so speedy and everything. And still, I'm always disappointed when it goes with full speed into the brakes, because they could make it a lot longer. But I think they didn't have the room for it. But I love Walden. Walden is my favorite. But in fact, I don't have really a bad ride over there. Even the bar coaster in Ireland, the kiddie ride is always fun. To see those kids sitting there for the first time doing the roller coaster. And that reminds me when I was a little kid and doing my first roller coaster. So it's fun. I love it.
Do you want to talk a bit about Ace?
Yeah, I want. Everybody who's listening and is watching, go to Join the Ride and join us on the start event of Ace. We're going to start the 2nd of April in Toverland. We're going to have a great program. Why Ace? A lot of you people know, and we talked already about it. I was from ECC in the beginning, and things happened, and sometimes you have to change and you have to choose a different way. And I was completely done with everything. So I said to myself, let's take a sabbatical. Rethink what you want to do with your hobby, with your passion and stuff like that. And after a couple of weeks, the president of Ace came knocking at my door, on a virtual door, as speaking, and he asked me, "What's your idea about an Ace Europe? How do you see it?" And I explained him how I would do it and on which way I want to do it, because there was different Ace regions different in Europe. They had the Germany one, the UK one, but not really things happening. And I said,
many people in the UK one.
There are people in the UK who are Ace members.
Like, because I know, is it quite big though? Because I know we've got ECC members, but then it's like you're saying before, if you have too many clubs, it's almost, you can't, if there's already too many clubs there, it almost doesn't work. Because I know we've got Roller Coaster Club of Great Britain as well.
Yeah,
so I don't know.
And you have other things also, and that's a problem also a little bit with the internet. Everybody can start a club these days. and parks are getting fed up with that one. So, um, and the thing is, I know a lot of people who are with ECC only for the first drop magazine, um, because it's not bad. The only thing is a little bit, the news is old when it's in there, but because of social media and all kind of stuff, it's not up to date anymore. But still, it still is a great magazine. But I explained to the ACE president, to Robert Ulrich, how I looked at it and how I saw it, and he said, "Let me think about it." And then after a couple of weeks, he came back to me and he said, "We need to have some more discussions about it." I said, "No problem." And I had discussions in the middle of the night due to time difference and stuff like that. But at a certain point, I decided okay, if we do it this way, and I looked at how it was organized in ACE internally, all kind of stuff. I was going like, this is a little bit different than ECC. It's much more mature. I said, let's give it a try. And I said to Robert Ulrich, I said to Robert, look, Robert, I want to do it only on one condition, that I explained this to some people who I had with ECC with me, who I brought in with the ECC Benelux people. And if they want to join me on this adventure, and if they do, I will go further with it. If they don't, I'm not going to do it. And I'm so happy that Dennis and Remco both said to me, yes, let's go. And in the meantime, I got some other people I know very well. I asked and they said, do you want to join me on this thing? And they said yes. And now I still have some people who still want to volunteer in it. And I was going like, this is good. So, but it's all about a coaster community. It's going to be a little bit different than a regular coaster club. If we organize trips, and if you're a member of any club in Europe, you're allowed on an ACE trip in Europe. So the only thing that you have to have is a valid coaster club card from Germany.
For any coaster club.
Any coaster club, but it has to be registered. And you have, because if you're a member of a coaster club, you know that there are certain rules you have to keep in a park and stuff like that. So it's more a coaster community based thing than only one ACE really thing. Okay, we're gonna do sometimes a trip only for ACE members, but the most of the trips will be open for everybody. So as long as you're a member of a coaster club, because whatever it is, and in Europe it's different. They're all different countries and stuff like that, and those borders are there. But still, everybody who's a coaster fan is all connected by the love of roller coasters and theme parks. So it's not about which language you speak or from which country you are. No, it's just about your love for riding roller coasters with some other people who also like roller coasters or visiting theme parks, and having great chats and having a beer with it during a discussion. That's the thing what I want to do, and that's how I see ACE growing and growing. And I'm happy that ACE followed me on that one. So that's really good.
What's the workload like for you as well?
Sorry?
What's the workload like being in charge of the European region of ACE compared to ECC?
It's a little bit more than ECC, honestly, but I got a good team, so I can divide some things. I have Dennis, who's doing at the moment working at the websites. We're working on that one at the moment, but you still can go to aceonline.org, but we're gonna make also a European one, and it will be on social media very soon. At the moment, we have only a landing page, but you have to join the ride.eu, and that will be always used to advertise our trips on that people can subscribe on the scripts. And so also for Toverland, by the way. So that will be fun. And we have a lot of social media. Remco's doing a great job on that one. And we'll see what happens with it. And it's all about the coaster community. And I'm not going to say, okay, I'm an ACE member or an FKF member or a Pratt Park Club member or an ECC member, or Park Passion in France. It doesn't matter. As long as you're a coaster enthusiast and a coaster lover, you're welcome with us. And it's fun. It's gonna be fun. It's completely different approach for everybody, and I think that's gonna be the best way to do it. It's not a competitive thing, but you have to do organize trips and doing stuff like we are going to do this. They can't do that. No, it's not that way. So you have to invite everybody, and it's a fact. If you I organized for the ECC, the International Fan Days for the Efteling, and I'm doing it now under the flag of Ace Europe region this year, 15th of October. Note it in your agenda. And it's also for every club in Europe. So every club in Europe is already informed about the dates. And next couple of weeks, they're going to get the program and the prize. And then they can give it to their members. And we're going to put it also on our Join the Ride landing page, stuff like that. So that people can subscribe for it. And it will be fun. And it's all about coaster community. I don't like putting stamps on certain people he's from the Roller Coaster Club of Great Britain, or he's from the ECC or FKF, or he's from ACE. It doesn't matter. We're all connected by our love for roller coasters, and there's enough war in the world, and we don't have to make war in coaster clubs.
So, did you want to do this quiz?
Oh my God, I'm bad in quizzing, but go ahead.
Well, I've put some Europa Park and some Efteling questions in there amongst it.
Oh my God, I'm so bad in that.
I think you'll get most of these, to be fair. Right, number one. What year did Europa Park open?
Oh my God. It was early 70s, I know that. 74, 73, something like that?
I'll give you that. It was 75, but that was pretty close anyway.
Yeah, I know in 2 years, 1 year or 2 years, they're 50 years old. So yeah, I know that.
Right, this one we've already kind of talked about. Which Europa Park roller coaster celebrates its 20th birthday yesterday?
Silver Star.
Yeah. Can you sing a bit of the song for us?
No, I don't sing. If I start singing, everybody's gone, so I'm not going to do that. Sorry.
What is the top speed of Blue Fire at Europa Park?
124, something like that.
I've got 100 kilometers per hour.
Yeah. If you push, it's going on 24.
Right. What is the name of Drayton Manor's stand-up roller coaster, which opened in 1994?
Oh, I did that one. No, it's not Apocalypse. No, it's not. That's
No, that's the Drop Tower.
That's a Drop Tower. Oh my God! I told you. Turbulence? No. I'm so bad in these things. I'm going down like
it was Shockwave.
Yeah, that's the one.
That was the magical year 94 where Alton Towers got Nemesis and Blackpool got the big one. All happened that year.
They got Shockwave.
What is the name of the Efteling Jester?
Pardus?
Yes. I'm so glad you got that right, because if you got it wrong, I wasn't sure how to pronounce that.
Probably you're going to have a secret question, something like that also.
What is the name of Efteling's dive coaster?
Baron.
What's the number?
1894.
No, you got to get the number right. Is that your guess?
No, I wrote it for, it's 1894.
Is that your answer? You're locking that in?
Yeah. No, that's my answer.
No, it was 1898.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
What is the name of Efteling's forest?
The area or the fairy tale forest? It's Brookesbos.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's right. What is the name of Thorpe Park's B&M Wing Rider?
Oh my God.
I thought you'd get all these. I thought you'd have the knowledge.
I get the knowledge, but I'm brain dead at the moment. I have a lot on my mind at the moment. I know you could do it backwards the time. I wrote it so many times. Oh my God. Babe, I don't know anymore. No matter. If you're gonna say the name, I'm gonna say straight. Yep, that's the one.
The Swarm.
Yeah.
Which park is home to the Crane, the only SNS free-fly roller coaster model?
The one in Sweden.
I love that roller coaster. I thought it was awesome.
It's great. It's great. It's a great ride. I love. It's a shame there's only built one of them. Sarimagan or something like that. No, that's in Finland. No,
Skara Summerland.
Skara, that's the one.
And which UK roller coaster has the slogan "Sit back, it's fright time"?
What?
Which UK roller coaster had the slogan, or has the slogan? It still exists. Sit back, it's fright time.
I'm not.
It's Alton Towers. It's Alton
13.
Towers.
Then it's 13.
That your answer?
That's the only scary coaster in my opinion over there.
No, it was Nemesis.
That's not a scary ride. That's one of the greatest rides.
They're redoing the track though, aren't they?
Yeah, I'm really happy with it that they're retracking it, because that was my first roller coaster in the United Kingdom, Nemesis. I went especially to Alton Towers for riding Nemesis. It was really, really nice when I saw it. Also how they build it and everything. It was for me, in fact, the real first themed roller coaster. I never really stepped into it.
5 out of 10, which isn't bad.
It's bad. Should be,
but not too bad though, is it?
I should know everything.
Did you want to tell people where they can find you on social media, things like that?
Yeah, they can find me on.
I've got it written here. I still can't.
Yeah, come on. You may now pronounce Justin's name, and I'll put my social media.
What, you want me to pronounce it?
Yeah, come on. How you say it?
Pardos. How do you say it?
Okay. Pardoes.
For everyone at home, it's Pardoes.
Oh, yes, Pardoes. And the girl calls Pardeentje.
Oh, that's not complicated at all.
No, I don't think so. No, but you can find myself on social media if you want to follow me, just Joe Pools. But we have also Ace online. We have Ace Region Europe. We have it on Instagram. We have it on Twitter. We have it on Facebook. So whatever you want to find, you can find us. But most of all, come to an event of our club, and everybody's welcome.
When's your first UK event going to be?
When the new ride in Thorpe and Chessington open. The Boomerang Wing Coaster and the new ride in Thorpe Park.
The Exodus.
What looks like
the screen. Thorpe Park always bring a new roller coaster in, and they can't seem to theme it into an area. They build a separate area for it. Do you think that's kind of shows? I don't know. I kind of think that shows a weakness there.
Yeah, but Thorpe Park, you only go for the roller coasters. Really, Thorpe Park is not my thrill ride. So honestly, it's they have some major great rides like Stealth. They have Swarm. I see now. I've got it.
You won't forget that. You won't ever forget that now.
And Saw and all kind of Colossus. And now you got a Flamingo and also the Tan Looper when it will open. I don't know, but not this year probably. But now they're gonna build it there where the lock room was. So it's a shame that they put it over there. But they still have more room than that. So, but I'm curious about the ride. It looks a little bit short, but on the drawings. But I'm already happy that they got a new ride.
Good throughput though.
Sorry?
Good throughput though.
Yep.
Oh, Dan's missed it. You have to watch it on catch up.
You can. It's been record. So no, but it's for me. I think that will be next year, something like that, or the year after that. So we have some great trips in the work at the moment. Not this much this year, but for next year, will be more. We go to Energylandia probably. We're going to Europa Park, Denmark, stuff like that. So, but it's all in the works, so I can't say anything concrete now at the moment. But the only thing what's concrete is next week, Saturday, Toverland, and the 15th of October, the International Fan Day in the Efteling. That's all been set up. That's been sent to every coaster club in Europe about International Fan Day in the Efteling. So if you don't get anything noticed, just ask your committee or the people who run your club to get the info. So that will be that.
Yeah, we'll have to have you on again sometime. I feel like there's a lot of stuff we could cover and we didn't cover, and
we didn't talk about a lot of stuff. So, but we have to catch up. Also, it's been too long that I crashed at your home at a certain time to go to the fireworks and Alpha Towers. That was really good trip and a good day at weekend. So we had a good fun over there. So yeah, we have to do that again. So that will be fun.
Cheers for coming on. And do you want to say one more thing before you go to everyone? Or
thank you everybody for listening and looking at my ugly face. Thanks you, Mike, for inviting me. I really loved it, and I hope to be back at a certain moment. And
you're the first international guest.
Oh my God!
For anyone who hasn't clicked it, he's live from Belgium right now.
Hopefully not your last one. So
he's an hour in the future.
Yeah, and you're back in the future. No, it was be fun, and I loved it, and I hope you all guys loved it also. And I hope to see you somewhere on a roller coaster in Europe or in the world. And I don't bite, so if you ever come over for his chat, I love it. So thanks everybody, and take care.
Thanks for Joe. And next week we've got Austin Green from Thrill Nation talking about Thrill Nation, and Owen Taylor telling us about his trip to some parks in the United Arab Emirates. But until next time, I'll see you in the rear view, because for now, I'm gone.